All right, chat. This is my time at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. And just to let you know, this is the DJI Osmo 3 camera, which I got recently, and I love it. It's on a gimbal, so it's very smooth, and it's good for footage like this. Before we continue, hang on, before the big reveal of what is behind the door, let me tell you what was going on. So I needed a vacation. The weather here has been absolutely miserable. And a friend of mine works at Universal now and was like, Vin, I can get you a couple tickets. You still have to pay for a bunch of shit. I did, obviously paid for the flight, the hotels and everything. And I splurged on the express pass because I was not going to wait. But it was really cool to get that offer. And I was like, you know what? Yes, let's do it. Let's do something different. I am a Nintendo baby adult man. Let's go to a baby park. Obviously, I did other stuff too, but I ended up at Nintendo World, which I didn't actually even know opened this close to me. And here it is. So I'm going to do like a ride review of most of the rides I went on at Universal. The park was amazing. I mean, this was incredible. Yeah, I ate a bunch of food, obviously. I ate food. It was good. And Tom recommended a bunch of stuff. It was great, honestly. We had a good time. But the thing is, that's the Toadstool Cafe. I ate there, and it was awesome. There's Mario and Luigi. You might know them. The park's theming was incredible. I mean, it really is. There's a lot of detail. There's Pikmin. There are Pikmin hidden throughout the entire park. And, there were mini games you could do with your wristband, which I didn't get because I didn't really care about that. This queue for Yoshi Baby Ride was amazing. Also, listen to Toadette. So while you're waiting to go on the Yoshi Baby Ride, you just hear that. And boy, this was awkward for me. But I was told this was a good view of the park. And it was. It was worth it because the Express Pass made it go quicker. The queue was really nice. It was themed like Yoshi's Island. Even though I'm a little bit down on some of the generic Mario style. Oh, chat, listen to this. So the ride broke down. It stopped a couple times because I guess kids kept flailing their arms. And this is what happened. This is real.
Your Yoshi has stopped momentarily and could resume motion at any time. Again, please remain seated and supervise children, keeping your hands and feet inside your Yoshi at all times.
Don't I look happy? Man, I had such a good time. In terms of, I've never really been to a proper theme park before, so seeing shit like this was really cool. It's not something I would do. I'm a childless 40-year-old man. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this shit ever again. I got to see it. I got an Express Pass. It was fun. I'm glad I got to see Nintendo stuff. But it was, obviously, this ride in particular was for babies. But Captain Toad was there. This is the Mario Kart ride, which I have issues with, and I'm going to talk about that. But the queue, this is inside Bowser's Castle. The queue, incredible. The theming in here was amazing, as you can see. I think I waited maybe, this was, again, Express Pass, totally worth every dollar from my time to be able to do as much as possible in a couple days. It went by, I mean, maybe like, I guess, I don't know, 20 minutes. I loved all this shit, but I'll tell you what I didn't love. The actual Mario Kart ride. The Mario Kart ride is a dark ride, but with goggles, and it's got AR, and you shoot. You drive a little bit, you pretend to drive, and you lean into turns, and you look at, like, Lemmy, and you press the button to shoot green shells at Bowser, at the Koopa Kids, and if you shoot Mario or Waluigi, You're a fucking asshole and you lose points. It was cool, but you know what I would have enjoyed more? Not having those goggles on my head, because it hurt my fucking head. Like, genuinely, actually, I had to hold it. After about 10 minutes, I had to hold the goddamn thing because it was just, like, really uncomfortable. Not only that, there's some of the goggles you could see there. Not only that, again, the queue was amazing. You could see all the cool stuff here. Mecha Koopas, Bob-Bombs. They did a really good job with Bowser's Castle. I loved it. They made waiting for the ride. This is the new thing, by the way. Well, not new, but it's... A lot of rides have really good queues, so you don't feel like you want to punch your own face off, like, while you're waiting. Like, because you get to, you know, turn a corner, there's new stuff to look at. It's cool. Before we go to the Donkey Kong country, the Mario Kart ride was cool because it's a dark ride, and you're on, you know, a cart with other people. But if it was just that and no AR, I would have liked it a lot more, because here I am focusing on shooting kind of blurry, kind of not really the best, you know, looking characters and the glasses in front of me. Meanwhile, they have Thwomps and they have Rainbow Road and, like, you know, Lakitus and all this cool shit that you'd see in a Mario Kart track just there in the real world, with some screens too, but not too many. Really good lighting, really good practical effects, really good sounds. And I'm just, like, my head hurts and I'm looking around trying to shoot shit, and it wasn't really my kind of thing. I would do that ride again without the AR glasses and just enjoy the ride and just look around. So it was cool, but that's my thing. If anyone, you know, does do that, just be aware mileage may vary on the Mario Kart ride. I don't know if it is worth waiting. Vinny, question: were there a bunch of Nintendo adults that was horrible? I was the Nintendo adult. I was horrible. But at the end of the day, I got to laugh at the Disney adults who were also in Orlando, so it was fine. No, I mean, I'm eating some humble pie here because this is stuff I grew up with. I love Donkey Kong Country. I love the Mario games. You know that. And I'm glad I went. This was a really cool thing for me. I'm glad I could get tickets for free, and then you know, pay more money for all the other shit. But it was really a nice thing. But it wouldn't be something I would do every year. Like, if they did more, maybe I would go back in like 5 years. But even then, probably not. It was fun once. So, this is something that was in Japan. I believe the Nintendo Park opened with just Mario, and then I think they added Donkey Kong later. I didn't go to Japan. No. I mean, this is in Florida, but they added this Donkey Kong area, and it's really cool. It's small. There's one specialty snack, which I'll show you later. It was stupidly sweet and good. And, yeah, I mean, you get Donkey Kong's treehouse. There's some bongos. There's, like, some cool stuff to look at. The ride, though, takes up most of this area. So this is all about Minecart Madness. This ride in particular, you can see it. Really cool ride. Hang on. So that's pretty much it for the Nintendo stuff. I'll tell you about this, though. In the queue, there's Cranky Kong and Squawks, which they just talk. And the rest of it is the theming of the temple. And you'll see, like, little Easter eggs and Donkey Kong things. It's a roller coaster, but it's not that fast. It's a little fast. And it's not that, what should I say? There's no loops or anything. But it's kind of a really well-themed ride. There's Donkey Kong animatronic, there's Dixie Kong, and the gimmick here is that the minecart looks like it's jumping over the tracks that are broken. Doesn't really feel like that, but it looks like it. And it kind of tilts a little bit. It's neat. I think it's kind of cool just to look around at the park. I really had this was the best of the rides at the Nintendo area, easily. Just because it was, I don't know, it was just fun. It was just fun. And that's kind of it. I mean, the Nintendo stuff, there wasn't too much of it. You could spend a couple hours easily. You could do the rides. There's a couple baby rides I didn't, or like baby attractions, I guess you would go to and like do a mini game or whatever. I didn't really do that. The merch is pretty good. A lot of it's pretty expensive, and a lot of it is incredibly unnecessary. There's like Donkey Kong shirts that are like, $50, $60, what, not shirt, like button downs. It's about what I expected for theme park merch. And then there's like little trinkets too. I bought some pins. I got like a little wooden DKC, Donkey Kong Country, like sign. It's kind of cool. Just stuff I could fit in my luggage. I thought it was a really, really well done, fun experience. Maybe not the only thing one should do. It's a little small, like I said. The bathrooms, though, are themed underwater style. So you hear underwater music. There's blue lights. There's cheap and bloopers on the wall. So it was cool. Dr. Pepper sure is something. This was cool, too. I just wanted to... again, this is using the Osmo 3. This is the Universal Monsters area. Now, I don't have that much interest in, like, Frankenstein and Dracula and movies from, like, 100 years ago. This was a huge standout for me. The theming here was fantastic. No, I like the Castlevania vibe. I just didn't expect I didn't know I was going to go into this and like it as much as I did. But it's just got that cool, like, gothic thing. It's like, there's, like, story kind of in the park. There's Frankenstein's castle, I guess, in the distance there. And, yeah, it's just they play cool music. I'm sure it's even better at night, but the overcast was cool. Then there's this windmill. I caught it at the exact right moment. Yep. That lights on fire like every 20 minutes. And that bar is apparently, like, the in-universe explanation is that it's Van Helsing's bar where, like, the vampire hunters hang out. That's like their last defense against the monsters. So I went in and there were some freaks in there. Not people, I mean, like, actual... You'll see. I'll show you later. And you just get themed drinks. And yeah. Apparently that's a bit of a feat of engineering. My friend that, like I said, works at Universal was explaining some stuff, and it was above my pay grade and his. But apparently that's an incredible thing that they built there, so... Danny Elfman did the score for the ambient music of the land. That's really cool. This is just the regular park, not Epic Universe. I don't know, there was Mardi Gras and there was a gator, of course. I did not go on the Jimmy Fallon ride because, listen, I already share a state with that motherfucker. A city, even. Well, why would I go on his ride? But the place just looked cool. I mean, at night, it's just a nice-looking, cool park. And it was fun. I had a really nice time. I didn't do any Minions rides. I'll tell you about some of the rides I went on. There were some... That's pretty much it, by the way. There's, like, for example, I also have a miniature here. They have... this is some stuff from my phone. I have some more footage. I'll show you the random assorted footage. And I have some food discussion. Like, that's the miniature of what the DK park looks like. So that's pretty cool. I saw Joey, McDonough's Joey. Joey was in town, and hello, Joey. Joey's a very friendly park enthusiast. So that was that was a kind of a trip to run into him. I actually hung out with Manly Badass Hero too. I got a chance to see him. It was nice, man. I had a nice time away from the blizzard and the horrible weather. Very lucky, you know, and a lot of you are to blame for this. And I mean that in a good way. I want to thank you all, seriously, for, you know, helping me have this life. I get to do cool shit. It means a lot. So, I guess where do we begin? Well, I'll show you this. I got this from just a dollar store. I had to check it out because, of course, you know, like, do you think I'm gonna go and not walk into a place that looks like this? And let me tell you, the merch fucking sucked. It was so bad. But I bought this guy, so I was happy. The freaks at the Van Helsing bar. There they are. Told you. This... Oh boy, this monstrosity of a dessert. This was like the one food item they had at the Donkey Kong Park, which was just this crazy dessert, and you get the cup. $20. Oh, you're not getting away without spending a ton of money. But it's like vanilla and Dole Whip, I think, and like caramel corn. There's pineapple drink, like in the cup. So a lot of people had these, because believe it or not, for not too bad. Like I said, a bacon, egg, and cheese in Vegas was $15. This was $20, and you get to keep the mug. Not the worst deal. It felt like going from Vegas to this, I knew this was going to be expensive, but it was still less expensive than the stupidest shit at Vegas. So, I found this toad with a flesh, like, appendage. I don't know. I also bought bootleg sneaker merch with little, like, trinkets inside them that I will open for a card sauce in the future, so look out for that. Here's just a cool picture I took. I just thought it was nice. I don't know. On the line at the Yoshi. Here's the Mario Cafe. So I had a big meatball. And garlic knots. And, it was good. Listen, I'm jumping all over the place, but the food at this park... Honestly, everything I ate was really good. They have upped their game. My only theme park experience has been, like, fucking Six Flags. And they just have, like, funnel cakes and, like, shitty cheesesteaks and hot dogs, and I like that, but going here, the menus are limited, like, you know, in a good way. Like, here's, like, 6 things, 6 entrees, a couple smaller things, some drinks. Really good. At one point, I had bangers and mash. It was awesome. The meatball was really good. I did the fucking steakhouse at the, you know, the Universal Monsters Park. S-T-A-K-E. Do you get it? And it was, like, I got chicken. It was really good. I was surprised at how decent the food was. It doesn't suck. And there was vegetables. And it tasted kind of fresh. I was like, wow, this doesn't make sense. I was expecting, like, just, I don't know, garbage. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. The theming in the Toad, in this Toad Cafe was nice too. They had, like, little things happen. There was, like, an event where it would thunder and Bowser's ship would show up on the screens. So even while you're, like, kind of eating or pissing, there's still theming. It's pretty insane. Here's something. It's the Flaming Mo. I got a Flaming Mo. And it's just like an orange drink. It's good. But I don't know how long the Simpsons stuff is going to be open for, so I figured maybe it would be a good idea to do that. And yeah. So I did the Simpson ride. Also, in terms of bootleg merch, I also found the saddest Donkey Kong. This was the only one like that. I felt really bad about it. Let's see what else we have here. Here's a pigeon with a piece of pretzel. Sorry about the loudness. It's just pigeon and pretzel. I don't know, of course I would film that. There's the Velocicoaster. There's like an animatronic. I did the Men in Black ride, which I can show you a little bit of, because at a certain point I just stopped. Sorry. I just stopped caring. And I was like, let me just film some stuff. It's cool. It's cool because there's aliens in there. I enjoyed it. Let's see. I got to see the Berlin Wall. I'm not kidding. Behind the Hard Rock is a piece of the fucking Berlin Wall that nobody was at all, but again, my friend who works there told me about it. I was like, you gotta see the Berlin Wall. It's just there. I don't fucking know, but I saw it. That was cool. I got a picture with Milhouse, and it looks like he's sucking my arm. So... there you go. Which one is this? Do I have any other good footage? Maybe. I'm looking. I got this. There's another bootleg, of course. Everything is wrong. It says Mario, but there's a W. He's green and purple. I don't know what the hell's happening here. I got footage of Cranky, loud, incoming. Yeah. So, and then, here's Donkey Kong Land at night, which I thought just looked cool. And also one more. I thought this looked really awesome at night too. Just good lighting, good, really, you know, everything's illuminated nicely. It's cool, it's pretty over there. I mean, you know, I had a nice time, even though the Mario stuff ended up being less time than I expected. I still enjoyed it. I don't know if it's worth... Like I said, I don't know if I would go there just for the Mario stuff. It was raining a little bit, yeah. I don't know if it's worth going just for that. Like, it's expensive. I don't know if I could just say, oh, only do that. You should do all the other stuff, too. Because the Epic Universe is separate from regular Universal. But there's still 4 parks there, and you can do some of the other rides. Okay. I thought about this for a while, and I think my favorite ride was the Frankenstein ride. It's new. So it's... like really new within the past, like, you know, last year the park opened. So it's like the perfection of all the different techniques of a dark ride. It's got screens, it's got animatronics. There are animatronics that are so fucking good that you can hardly even tell that it's an animatronic at times. And then they do projection stuff on the face to make it look like it's talking, and it works really well. There's, you know, it's a thrill ride, so you do get jostled a bit, but it was... Whereas the Mummy ride I felt was good, but it jostled me a little much. I thought the Frankenstein one was, like, perfect. And some of the effects were insane. Like, they were astoundingly good. You could follow the story. You could kind of, you know, see everything that was happening. and it didn't really spoil at any point. Like, at no point was I taken out of the ride. It's just, to me, it was like the perfection of that sort of ride. And again, this is coming from someone who's new to the theme park stuff. Another ride, a Spider-Man ride from, I guess it was 2000 or 1999 or something. That ride, insane. I heard they updated it. It was old. It's older, and they updated it. But well, it's really, really good. The ride is like another really good example of, you use the 3D glasses, but there are some screens. There's a lot of screens actually, but it's really immersive. And when you do get jostled and you look like you're hanging upside down, or when it feels like that, it sells it really well. And I was shocked that a ride from 25 years ago was that good. I did the King Kong ride. That was okay. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was nice to see the big Kong animatronic. Again, big reliance on screens. So I've learned I don't love screens on a dark ride. What I'll say is, I don't know, it just kind of starts feeling like a crutch. The Simpsons ride was fun to kind of, like, you watch like a Simpsons episode, and then you go on the ride. Not an episode, that's like a specific ride thing. Just for this ride. And then the whole thing is just a big screen. It's kind of cool. It's kind of funny. There's some good gags in it. But it's not anything particularly amazing. I thought it was kind of weak overall. Because it was just all screen. You don't really go anywhere, you just watch a screen. But I'm glad I got to do it before they remove Simpson. Men in Black ride was fun. You get to shoot other carts to make them spin. Yes, spin. And you also are in like a fake, like, Times Square with a bunch of aliens and Will Smith. And it's really cool, but the shooting sucks because the laser's so damn small. And I wouldn't really say it was worth... I wouldn't say... It's fun to go on. I wouldn't say it's worth trying to get a high score, because I was more focused on enjoying the aliens. They were just really good aliens throughout the whole ride. And good sets, and almost no screens, which I liked a lot. So, that's an older one too, but it works. It really, really works. What else? The Hagrid ride was amazing. Just because it's fast, and it's just a crazy good roller coaster, and it's got thrills and spills, and you want to puke. The Velocicoaster is the best coaster I was on. There's a new one called Stardust Racers that did not work, but I did the one, the Jurassic Park one. One of the best roller coasters I've ever been on. And I do a lot of roller coasters at Six Flags. They did a new one this past year called The Flash. That is amazing. That's one of my favorites. Maybe my favorite I've ever done. But this Velocicoaster one might have been a little bit better. It's fast, it's got some cool moments, the theming is cool, it's just really good roller coaster. What else did I do? How to Train Your Dragon, I did one of those. It's okay. It's fine. Oh. One of my favorite rides in the park was the fucking E.T. ride. Because it's just from the 90s. I think it's from 1990 with a couple updates. And one of the things I really like about it is a classic. Some of you know, I see the chat really likes this one. All practical stuff. Over 300 glorpy, gleeby, fucked up looking animatronics. I'd highly recommend you look up a video of it. There are smells pumped into the ride. The queue is all forest themed, and it's really, really well done. And yeah, you go through the thing. There's some crusty animatronics. There's some actual score by John Williams. Original score too. And then you go to the alien homeworld. It's not really a thrill ride. It's not at all, actually. You just look at aliens and smell and hear. And it does stuff with lights really well. And it's the only ride, and miniatures too, really good scene with miniatures where you're flying over the town. It's awesome. I loved the ride a lot, and it was just kind of quaint, but in a good way. That's I think that's the only ride that's still there from when the park opened. And I know, I read that Spielberg was so pissed that they got rid of it from Hollywood and Japan. And so this one, I think, has to stay open for a while. And it should, because it's really, really good. And what you do is when you walk in, they ask you for your first name. And the idea is, I didn't know this, but the idea is that E.T. later says your name. They have like over 2,000 names that they got the actor to say. The actual E.T. actor. And they type in a letter or two, get your name, goes on a card, and then they know where you're sitting generally so that E.T. can say thank you at the end of the ride. So I said, listen, can you put Melbert by any chance? He was like, I mean, no. Anything else? I said, yeah, just put Vinny. Just put Vinny. So at the end of the ride, E.T., he thanks everybody in your cart. So he went, thank you, Vinny. There is one where, yeah, you can have a group of people go on there, and you can have E.T. say the same name. There's also, you can say, apparently, you can say Liz, Anya, like Anya and Liz, to make E.T. say lasagna. Where is this one? There's one where he said, thank you, Chuck, 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 Chuck.
Bye, Chuck, 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 Chuck.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, that's pretty much my experience at Universal. For my first real theme park, I had a nice time, and again, it was nice to, and kind of wild to go from, literal blizzard, freezing, to 80-degree weather for a couple days. And it was good. Food was good. The trip was good. Like I said, the rides were fantastic. I had a really nice time experiencing some of that stuff. Even as a Nintendo adult, I can't see myself going back unless they add anything particularly major. Like, absolutely amazing. And Disney, I'm less interested in. The Star Wars stuff, maybe. But, I think I'm good for a while. I had fun. So, anyway, thank you for listening to this chat. I did it. There you go. That was my vacation. Yeah. Imagine a Metroid Star Fox observatory. I know, seriously. Man. I'd have to go back for that. Zero Metroid stuff at that park. It doesn't sell well enough, sorry.